Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Today is Tuesday, December 29th, 2020. The time is 2:02 p.m. Officially calling this meeting to order. It is our weekly business meeting, and I'm going to ask Dina, please lead us in the pledge.
If everybody would mute themselves until it's their turn, that would be great. Thank you.
Okay, so the first item is our consent calendar.
I move we approve the consent calendar as listed on our business meeting agenda for December 29th, 2020, our last business meeting of the year.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, motion carried. Payables list.
I move that we approve the payables for the week of December 21st through 25th, 2020 in the amount of $1,441,057.04.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion's carried. Any changes to the agenda?
I believe so.
Hearing none. Moving right on, the first of our action items, grant application for snow groomer program snowmobiles. This is the off-road motor vehicles, also known as OMV fund, for the Idaho Department of Parks and Rec, Parks and Waterways. That would be Nick Snyder.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Nick Snyder for the record. Yes, Commissioners, this is one of two of the grant applications we discussed at last week's status update meeting. So if that helps jog your memory, and I'll try and keep it short and sweet. We are in need of 2 snowmobiles necessary to access the backcountry to complete maintenance and repairs in support of the program. And we would use existing fund balance as our grant match. I do want to clarify, as I always do, that these are merely applications and they do not obligate the county in any way. So with board support, we would like to make application and see how that turns out.
Fair enough.
Fine with it?
Motion.
I move we approve the grant application for the snow groomer programs for snowmobiles in the OMV fund from the Idaho Department of Parks and Recreation.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, motion carried. Nick, the second one's yours as well. Grant application for Kootenai Parks workboat replacement, part of the Waterways Improvement Fund, and the Department of Parks and Recreation and our Parks and Waterways. Go right ahead, Nick.
Nick Snyder for the record again. Yes, Commissioners, this grant is necessary to replace our 25-year-old workboat that is certainly critical to our waterways operation, as I know you're aware. Our existing workboat has reached its useful life expectancy, and it's time to make application. And again, we would use existing fund balance as our grant match.
Motion.
I move that we approve the grant application for Parks and Waterways workboat replacement with the Waterways Improvement Fund in Idaho Department of Parks and Recreation.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, motion carried. Item number 3, certified local government subgrant application for fiscal year 2021 for the Idaho State Historic Preservation Office and our Historic Preservation Commission. Kim Riley for the Resource Management Office.
Yes, thank you, Kim Riley, for the record. This is an application with the State Historic Preservation Office for one FY21 CLG grant. There are 2 projects. The first would provide funding for the 6 Historic Preservation Commissioners to attend the Idaho Heritage Conference being held in Pocatello, September 2021. That funding would be $5,232 with a $5,834 match, which would be in kind. The second project would be to prepare the National Register of Historic Places nomination documents for Meadowbrook, Community Hall and Meadowbrook School, which is located in Cougar Gulch. That is a $3,000 request with $3,000 match also in kind.
Okay. Motion.
I move that we approve the certified local government subgrant application for the FY 2021 year with Idaho State Historic Preservation Office and our Historic Preservation Commission.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Bill?
I said I second the
Yeah, I know, but this is the roll call.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear that part. Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion's carried. Item number 4, award document for the 2020 subrecipient agreement, 2020 State Homeland Security Program with our Office of Emergencies Management and Resource Management Office, but I think this one might be Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel Irish for the record. This is the award document accepting the $205,877 for equipment for our first responding agencies, as well as training, planning, and exercise for the Office of Emergency Management. And there is no match requirement on this.
Okay. Motion?
I move that we accept the award document for the 2020 subrecipient agreement in the 2020 State Homeland Security Program.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye. Motion is carried. Item number 5, Kootenai County Public Transportation Procurement Policies and Procedures, Resolution 2020-103. Kim Riley for our Resource Management Office.
Thank you, Kim Riley, again for the record. As you can see, we review these policies and procedures on a pretty regular basis. This one just brings some more specific language in regarding to the FTA regulations. There were 5 specific areas that had content revisions. Most of them are minor. The first is in section 1.1 for fair and open participation. We put more specific language in there in regard to DBE. Section 23.3, we added the information about having to negotiate profit for all contracts, and that would include change orders. Section 31 is in regard to Buy America. 33.3, a slight, just input a little bit of information about redundancy of avoiding purchase of unnecessary items. And then in section 33.4, record retention.
Fair enough. Motion.
I move that we approve the Kootenai County Public Transportation Procurement Policies and Procedures, Resolution 2020-103.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion's carried. Item number 6, designated examiner agreement with Jacobson and County Assistants. Would this be Pat?
Yeah, Pat Braden, Civil Deputy Prosecutor for the record. This is an agreement with Robin Jacobson, who is a county employee but would be doing this on her off hours as an independent contractor, as she has for the past few years. The contract is substantially the same as it has been the last few years, with the exception that she did request an increase per DE exam from $131 to $133 per exam, and then also an increase to $90 an hour for time in court. And the time in court is fairly small amount, even though it's a fairly significant rate increase, but the actual amount paid out I don't expect to be a great deal higher than it has been. But with those 2 exceptions, the contract would be the same just for the year 2021, and I would recommend that it be approved.
All right, and Pat, there hasn't been any fee change since 2017, correct?
I think there might have been a slight increase in the per DE fee last year, but the time in court hasn't changed since the first time we executed this contract.
Okay, motion.
I move that we approve the designated examiner agreement with Robin Jacobson and County Assistants.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 7, agreement with Kootenai County EMS System and Harrison Ambulance, Civil Prosecuting Attorney Pat Braden again.
Yes, Pat Braden again, Civil Deputy Prosecutor for the record. This is an agreement between the county in its capacity as the governing board for the Kootenai County Ambulance District and the Kootenai County Emergency Medical Services System and Harrison Ambulance. Harrison is a private medical EMS provider that covers the southeastern part of Kootenai County, particularly the Harrison area and the east side of Coeur d'Alene Lake. They do have an ambulance. I believe it's a BLS transport license. It might be ILS. I'm not sure. But anyway, they provide that service on the east side of Coeur d'Alene Lake. We've had an agreement with them for a long time. The last one ran out, so we've adopted a new one, which is substantially the same as the previous one. It does provide for some performance standards and also incorporation of terms of the Master Joint Powers Agreement between all the public EMS entities. And so we do have some accountability for them in exchange for the money that the EMS system pays them to provide that service in that area of the county. So I would, again, recommend that this be approved.
Okay. Pat, how much do we pay them? Is it $60,000?
I would have to look that up. I don't have that right in front of me.
No, that's fine. And I spoke
But
with...
I can...
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say the system has already approved it, but I don't know if I can find that.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I spoke with Chief Keeley last week, and for some reason, I think the figure's 60, but I could be wrong. That's fine. Okay, so motion.
Okay.
I move that we approve the agreement in our Kootenai County EMS system with Harrison Ambulance.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion's carried.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Pat. Okay, item 8, advisory board reappointments. Parties.
Yeah, so I'll just handle this. We agreed, we voted and agreed on the appointments, I think at a status update meeting. And so this is just kind of ratification of all the appointments and the putting on the record their dates. So if you would like a motion, I'm ready to
Yeah, go right ahead.
All right, so I move that we approve Airport Advisory Board reappointments of Genter, Combrick, and Birch. Their term will end December 31st of 2023.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion is approved to affirm the appointments. Item number 9, advisory board reappointments. Go right ahead, Leslie.
Sure, so this is for Aquifer Protection District, and the reappointments are for Adams, Hudson, Haynes, and Johnson, and their term will end December 31st of 2023. And then we are appointing Camburn, who will expire December 31st of 2022.
Okay. Go ahead, Bill. That was a motion.
Okay, I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 10, advisory board reappointments to for the Board of Community Guardians. Go right ahead.
So for the Board of Community Guardians, I move that we reappoint Radford and Ridge with the expiration of December 31st, 2024, that we appoint Edwards with the expiration of 12/31/2024, and that we appoint Purrington with the expiration of 12/31/2022.
I second the motion.
Fillios,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Fillios,
Aye, and the motion's carried. Item number 11, Advisory Board reappointments to the Fair Board. Go right ahead, Leslie.
All right, so for the Fair Board, I move that we reappoint Burton and Dolfeld to January 18th of 2025, and that we appoint Vols to January 18th of 2025, and that we appoint Hamilton to January 18th of 2024.
I second the motion.
Fillios,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Fillios,
Aye, and the motion's carried. Item number 12, Advisory Board appointments. Meyer, Brown to Natural Resources.
Yes, so I move that we appoint to the Natural Resource Advisory Board, Meyer and Brown, expiring 12/31 of 2023.
I second the motion.
Fillios,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Fillios,
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item 13, Advisory Board reappointments for noxious weeds.
Yes, so I move that we reappoint Zimmer, Ely, and Scarsello to the Noxious Weed Advisory Board for December 31st of 2022.
I second the motion.
Fillios,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Fillios,
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item 14, Advisory Board reappointments to the Snowmobile Advisory Board.
Yes, so I move that we reappoint Bouchane and appoint Stanglin to the Snowmobile Advisory Board, both expiring December 31st of 2023.
I second the motion.
Fillios,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Fillios,
Aye, motion carried. Final action item, number 15, Advisory Board reappointment, Waterways Advisory Board.
Yes, so I move that we reappoint Schmidt and appoint Warner to the Waterways Advisory Board, both expiring on December 31st, 2023.
I second the motion.
Fillios,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Fillios,
Aye, motion carried, and that concludes our agenda items. Public comment? Hearing none. 2:20, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.